y'all? It's your girl Brand New, and listen, I am back in the building, okay? Now, this video, you guys, it is going to be about one of the comments that I got from my Will and Jada Married to Medicine video that I put up yesterday, because the people, honey, are dragging Miss Jada Pinkett. Okay, Miss Jada Pinkett-Smith, honey, okay? But, I just want to have a conversation about love and marriage and really being dedicated to somebody. And I just want to say this before I get to playing some of the audio from that video, and then I'm going to relate to a video from the past that I actually played on my channel a long time ago, but I'm going to tie both of those videos in together, honey, to make my point. So at first, I want to say this as a disclaimer. If you're somebody that wants to be in a monogamous relationship, that is fine. I don't have an issue with monogamy. I think where some of you all is getting confused is you feel like, so I should just be happy with my man, you know, dating other women. And no, if you all agreed upon monogamy, listen to what I'm saying. Listen, okay? If you all agreed to be faithful to each other, right? You're in a marriage, you're in a relationship, that's your man, you his woman, and that's it. You don't want him seeing nobody, he don't want you seeing nobody. That is fine, okay? That is fine. A lot of relationships and marriages are set up that way. I respect those. Like, that's fine. That's very, like, normal to me. I think my issue with being like that is some of you all are faithful to men that are cheating on you. And a man does not have to stick his whole dick inside of another woman to be cheating on his wife or his girlfriend. To me, the cheating is all the flirting that some of these men do in the workplace. I told y'all about a place where I used to work. And I could have swore up and down that these men were single. The way they were staring at me, the way they would flirt with me, licking their lips, and, well, can we go and talk in another room? And can we do this? And I just want to watch you work. That's what one of them said to me. And the man was taken. And I've been around other men in the past that, you know, they had women, but they were overly flirtatious. And it's just like, okay, if you are in love with somebody, right? If you are in love with somebody, or just if you love somebody, do you feel like that behavior is appropriate? Don't you find that to be disrespectful? This is behavior, you guys, that they would never engage in front of their significant other. So I just feel like that's cheating to me, like all that flirting. And that's how some men are. They literally will do all this flirting with you because they kind of want to see, like, oh, are you into it? Do I have a chance with you? That way, if me and old girl argue, I can start an argument with her, sleep with you tomorrow, because I've been, you know, friendly with you, and I've been, you know, buttering your toast, buttering your bread, okay, putting a little bit more dip on your chip, building you up. That's how a lot of these men, that's how they operate. Okay, I'm sorry to tell y'all that, but that's why I teach how I teach on this channel for women to look out for self. I have always looked out for self. Always. That's why if something ends, I'm not so distraught. I'm not so messed up and just like, you know, I want to unalive myself, and I'm so shocked, and I'm so, yeah, you may experience some hurt and pain when you let go of a relationship, especially, you know, if you care for somebody, all of that is there, but I'm just not like, I really do believe that love is a gamble, relationships and marriages are a gamble, and you do not gamble more than you can afford to lose, and then what you're willing to lose. You know, you don't, a lot of you all, you do the most and you get the least. That is a thing. You're trying to be so faithful. You're trying to be so controlling. You're trying to check men's phones, and you're doing all of this, and he's still going to cheat. Okay? He's still going to do him. Okay? And y'all are not being like Will and Jada, where you are having these honest conversations about love, about, you know, what's really realistic. Hell, you as a woman, because some of y'all are very, yeah, but I'm a woman and I believe in love, and, you know, and I want to be with my man forever. There are women out here, yeah, they love their man, but they're attracted to other men. I was just in a situation not too long ago. I was with somebody, but I was really like falling for somebody else. Like I really was, because he had all the qualities that the man that I was with did not have. He literally had them all. And it was like, oh girl, you got to get up out of this. You got to get, look, you got to get up out of this, you know? And I actually, I had to be honest with myself. I couldn't judge myself. I had to confront those feelings, right? And you know, I had to do what I had to do for me. But certain men, though, they will hear that and be like, see, she thinks she's a man. She's trying to be the man. She's trying to be the man. These narcissists, okay? Because those are the ones, ladies, that talk like that. They always have to let you know about their manhood as if we don't fucking see it. Like, if you would just act like a man, nigga, you wouldn't have to keep reminding us every 5 minutes. Okay, listen. But yeah, and I had a man in the past say that to me. Yeah, Cancer women, they try to be the man. They try to be a man in a relationship, and no, you're unwilling to see that woman as a human being outside of you. You feel like your primary objective is to control the woman, abuse the woman emotionally, physically. That's why, you guys, there is so much abuse in relationships, because you have a lot of men that feel like that's what love is. You are their property. You are their territory. Mind you, I have worked at jobs, and I wasn't even with a man, okay? And I'll say this. I was at this one job I had a couple of years ago, and I worked with this guy. He seemed to be like a really cool guy, but he would tell me, yeah, you don't need makeup. You shouldn't even be wearing that. Am I your woman? Excuse you? Like, what is your freaking problem? Why, when you come in here, you don't smile? What difference does it make? It's my face. You don't know what I'm going through behind the scenes? See, they are so controlling. That came from him. That came from another man. I remember I would take the trash out, and the man would be like, you should smile. Who the fuck smiles, bitch, while they taking out trash? Like, child, like, who? Shut up. And that's why I be trying to tell men on my channel how to speak to women. A lot of y'all, you don't know how to speak to women, so you're too busy blurting out the wrong things at the wrong times, and it's going to get you rejected. It's going to get you neglected. We're not going to respect you, okay? I'm going to tell you this. Most women's bad behavior towards a man is because she doesn't respect him. When I cheated in the past, and I really don't even call it cheating, I call it redirecting my energy back to me, because I'm not about to keep pouring into somebody that's trying to spill the water, honey, that's in my cup, okay? Because you are either pouring into somebody or you are draining them. You're either doing one of those two things in a relationship. And that relationship, no matter how good we looked, it was abusive. It was disrespectful. It was controlling. I don't want you, to have this certain friend. I don't want you to do this. Why you didn't tell me you was leaving the house? Oh, you going to perform over there? I need to be there. That is not love. You cannot convince me that is love. It's not. Blowing up somebody's phone 50 times back to back to back, that's not love. It's controlling. It is maniac behavior. Okay? So I'm just here to tell y'all, a lot of the stuff that I talk about on this channel is stuff that I have lived. I have been around certain people and have really just studied them. I just saw their behavior, and it's abusive. It is not a representation of love. Now let me get back to Will and Jada and how this all ties into them. Will and Jada are more committed in their marriage than all these other marriages out here. Let's look at who was just married. You had Chris and Monique, they got a divorce. Eva and Mike, they got a divorce. Like, all these people, you guys, that were married, they just up and got divorces. And I get, you outgrow people. You should move on. You should not waste anybody's time. I'm with all of that. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is a lot of these people that's out here that's married, they're not that committed to the marriage. Because it seems like all it takes is one thing to happen, then all of a sudden they don't want to be in the marriage no more. One bad thing. Okay, so let me redirect this to my boy Chaz Ellis. He's going to break this stuff down, and I'm going to be in and out with my commentary.
We put more on relationships in terms of romantic relationships than we put on any relationship in our lives. But we put the least into it. And what I mean by that is we expect more out of a romantic relationship than we expect out of any other relationship that we have. Our friends, our parents, our children, our brothers, our sisters. We expect more out of a romantic relationship than we expect out of all of those relationships combined. But yet, we are less willing to put time, energy, and effort into those relationships than any other ones. And I mean that when I say this, generally, when you're dating somebody, you're like, okay, I want them to be this, I want to look this way, I want to talk this way, I want to be this height, I want to have this kind of job, blah, blah, blah. We have all these freaking criteria that we need for somebody to be in a relationship with, right? We don't do that with our friends. If somebody says, I can't be friends with that person because they're too fat, you'd be like, damn, you are an asshole. If somebody's like, I can't be friends with that person because they're too short, I can't be friends with that person because they're too tall, how would you feel? Like if you saw that person, somebody saying that, what would you think about that person? You'd be like, what an ass. But when we want to be in a relationship with somebody, all these things are factors. What they look like, their job. Somebody said, I ain't being friends with that person, therefore, you'd be like, damn, you're an ass, right? But we wouldn't do that if there's a relationship. We'd be like, well, that makes sense. You want somebody with, certain things going for them. So we expect so much out of that person from the beginning. The criteria is so high for that person.
Unrealistic expectations. I told y'all. That's why a lot of these relationships and marriages, they're not working out. Unrealistic expectations.
And then we expect more out of the actual relationship. We don't expect our friends not to have any other friends, do we? Like, you wouldn't be mad at you like, hey, if I catch you with another friend, you can't hang out with me ever again. We ain't cool. I'll beat their ass.
You don't do that to your friends, but in your relationships, in your intimate romantic relationships, you behave that way. Okay, in your marriages, you behave that way. Oh, I don't want them talking to anybody. You got some people, as soon as they get married, they don't want their spouse talking to their family. They try to alienate and isolate that person from their family.
That's just really weird. You wouldn't do that to a friend. You wouldn't do that to anybody else. Your mom probably has other kids. Your dad probably has other kids. Your brothers and sisters probably have other brothers and sisters. And even if they don't, they have other friends that are close to them. There are other people. Generally, you're sharing relationships with other people. You share your mother with other children, normally. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. But we get this in our minds for some reason when we're in a relationship with somebody. It's exclusive. We got this high criteria. But at the end of the day, we're not willing to invest anything in the relationship. It's like, oh, they made this mistake. I'm out of here. They lost their job. I'm out of here.
That's what's happening with a lot of these marriages. That's why I'm not big on all these weddings, because it just seems so superficial. Within 5 years, that same couple is divorced. And by all means, I'm not telling anybody to stay in anything that's abusive and destructive. But what I'm saying is I don't feel like these people are walking into these marriages with the right level of commitment, because it's just so easy to throw in the damn towel. Jada could have thrown in the damn towel on Will when he slapped Chris Rock. She could have been like that, like, oh my God, that behavior is just, you know?
And then we wonder why we're by ourselves. It's like you abandon ship at the drop of a hat, and then you wonder why you're in a life raft alone. You abandon ship. You continuously abandon ship. That's why. Because we consider anything settling. My mom used to always say, love is in spite of, not because of. That was her favorite thing to say. She always says it. And I don't even know what she was saying at first, but I understand it. You know, when we look at somebody, we say, I'm with you as long as you're making my life easy for me, as long as you're doing all the right things, then you're not really with them. And you don't really have a valuable relationship. What are you really offering somebody when you're with them as long as they're doing the right thing? Oh, well, I'll leave you a bitch. Oh, you call me a bitch, I'm gone. Oh, if I find out you had sex with this many dudes, I don't ever want to talk to you again.
Will could have totally got rid of Jada after the whole August Alsina thing. He could have divorced her. He could have, acted the way you men are acting. And really quickly, I heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say about Jada. My nigga, why are you more upset than Will? Will is not like screaming at the top of his lungs and spitting all over the place. Like, Stephen A. Smith is so upset with Jada and she destroyed her family, and these all these stupid ass black women, YouTubers. Jada is embarrassing Will. She making him look bad. She this, she that. Shut up. Y'all look so stupid. Okay? Whenever you are more upset than the person that she is married to, like, you the problem. He ain't upset. He ain't cussing her out. He could divorce her if she's so terrible. She could have been divorced him. Will Smith is a powerful force, very successful. That whole August Alsina situation and all the black men on the Beyonce's internet was dragging him, calling him weak, calling him a simp. Then he get up there, smack the shit out of Chris Rock. Y'all still, he don't know how to control his anger. They wasn't even married. They wasn't even together when he did that. He really looked bad now. No, he was letting that brother Tucker know, Pookie, off of New Jack City, that's my wife, bitch. Stop embarrassing her, because he saw what Chris Rock was doing. But see, Will Smith has a brand to protect. Okay? He got checks to cash. He ain't got time to lose all his shiggity because of jealous ass Chris Rock. Because as soon as you find out these people may be divorcing my nigga, you in this woman's inbox, you calling her on the phone so you could get a date. Meanwhile, you in pictures with both of them like you shady, you shiesty. But y'all was going up for Chris Rock. He a comedian. He didn't mean no harm. No, he wanted to embarrass and annihilate the shit out of Jada in front of everybody because she turned him down. And this BS and he dragged her back in 2016. She's just upset that Will wasn't nominated for an Academy Award. He dragged her. All them white people was laughing because y'all know he liked to tap dance for the white folks. Okay, we gonna speak the truth if we speak anything. He did all of that, embarrassed her. Like, he's obsessed. That's why I told y'all he's obsessed. One of y'all got in the comments and said, well, Jada don't even look that good. It ain't about looks. Jada she is so different and from other women. She's so confident. She's courageous. If you don't see the beauty in Jada outside of her looks, I feel sorry for you. I really do. Because she's gorgeous. How many women can rock a bald head? I can't do that shit. Y'all know Miss Robinson need her wig. Shit, okay? But the bitch is up there gorgeous with a fucking bald head. She's a baddie. And Jada, everybody know Jada was that girl in the 90s. Everybody had a crush on her. She was so beautiful. She still is. She's so regal. She's like just so intelligent and honest. And what I like more about her, more than any other celebrity, because I like Beyonce too, and Beyonce is a Virgo, but Beyonce behaves in a way where she wants y'all to like her. Okay, yeah, she good at what she do. She could dance, she could sing, but at the end of the day, she wants y'all to like her. I don't think Jada cares about being liked. I think it's more about me coming into my own and being myself, and I respect that. There's something to be said about a person that's like that, instead of all this people pleasing and yeah, I want everybody to like me. I allowed that nigga to cheat on me. Like if Jay-Z, whatever his ugly ass, anyways, would ever cheated on me, oh, I would have definitely cheated back. How you doing? Okay, your ass ain't gonna be up in this relationship doing the cheating. Okay. But I like even with them, Jay made a mistake. He tried to make it right. And, their family is back on track. But shit, Beyonce could have went a whole nother route. But she did what, she played, she did what she wanted to do. I'll put it like that. I don't want to judge her. But y'all know what I'm talking about. She did what typical women do. You take the man back. Oh, I don't do that. And I told y'all another thing about me. Monogamy out of me is a blessing. So if you are treating me the right type of way, you are respectful to me, even if we're having a hard time. I've been with people and they still was respectful to me, but I don't believe in being monogamous towards a man that is abusive, physically, emotionally, trying to gaslight me. You get nothing from me. You get no love from me. I know I'm not too ghetto. Okay, I said I know I'm not too ghetto. Listen, let's get back to Chaz because he is like making like all the points that I wanted to make. So let's get back to him.
Man, what's the relationship? What are you really trying to accomplish here? This is the problem. Is that we expect the most out of this particular type of relationship, and we give the least to it. We invest the least in it. Everybody teaches us as soon as something bad happens, you just leave. Bye, deuces. That's what everybody talks about. And that's cool as hell while you're young. That's cool as hell while the world is going your way. But what happens as you get older? What happens as things change for you and those pickets become slimmer and slimmer? Eventually, to be with somebody, you're going to have to put up with something. You're going to have to deal with something. You ever talk to a couple? Go talk to some old married people and see some of the stuff that they have brought each other through. And you'll be surprised. People always say, they ask me these questions, they go, why is it that people cheat now more than they did before? Man, if you talk to your grandma, great-grandparents, or some of y'all, man, a lot of them got outside kids and all kinds of stuff. They just stay together through it.
And really quickly, I want to say this. My daughter's grandparents, they were married for over 30 plus years. And I ended up finding out, they actually told me their love story. My daughter's grandfather was a womanizer. Like he was out here heavy. And my daughter's father was the youngest of their children. And he said that, his wife ended up getting pregnant with my daughter's father. And he was like, that was when I finally changed. Now, mind you, they had 4 other kids. And he was the last one, the 5th one. And so he was just like, yeah, I thank God for him because, I was out here ripping and running, acting a fool. But I decided to recommit myself back to the family. This is a religious family, like my daughter's father, his brother was like heavy in the church, like a pastor. And then, the sisters is a part of the church. And y'all know Miss Robinson is not, affiliated, honey, with the church, honey. Okay. Because I'm just more, open, more spiritual, so nothing against going to church, folks. It's just, that just wasn't, my thing. But yeah, I would have never known that. But he ended up telling me that, yeah, I have an outside child and, I was out here acting a fool, but, she decided to stick by me. And I asked her, I said, well, as a woman, why would you put up with that? And she said, I loved him. I never, loved anybody the way that I loved him. Whenever I needed something, he was always there. But yeah, we had issues in our marriage because, he was just out here. All the women wanted him. And I ain't gonna lie, honey, her grandfather, honey, he used to look good, honey, in them overalls. Okay. I remember my daughter's father was like, look at you looking at my dad. I said, your daddy look, he's finer than you. What's up? Okay, sure. What's good? Okay. But, yeah, like everything that Chaz is saying, guys, is so real. And, I talked to them, they have since passed on. And it's a lot of stuff with my daughter and them. And they didn't even have a relationship with my daughter because of how, like, crazy my ex was. We'll talk about that in my book, in my memoir. Okay, I'll keep y'all posted about when that come out. But, yeah, I'm going to probably need to be in my 50s first, honey. We need to live a little bit more, okay? But, yeah, Chaz he's right on the money.
My grandma had helped grandpa through alcoholism. Grandpa had been with grandma through the time when she was on drugs, hoeing. It may not be that bad, but in some cases it has been. And they didn't work their way through it. It's because people generally used to invest in that relationship because you expect the most out of it. It was a relationship with the highest amount of investment. You left everybody else for the person that you were supposed to be married to. At this point now, it's like even when people marry, all they are is dating. Because at the end of the day, it's like you're one tragedy away from a breakup. They lose their job, they had to work for a couple of years. It's over. Be real with yourself.
Okay, we're going to stop that right there, honey, because I don't want the people accusing me of stealing his commentary. So I'm going to get ready, you guys, to, let me read what this person said, and then I'm going to get ready to play what I said. All of this is impromptu, honey. It's very impromptu. It ain't, set up, honey, the way it's supposed to be. But, let me read what this person said in my comments, because you inspired me to do this video, okay? So the person says, admittedly, I'm definitely one of the ones missing the mark with the Will and Jada situation, because all I gather from Jada's recent interview is confirmation that they have an open marriage. They have a spiritual separation and see other people, but still love each other and want to stay married. Cool. But how is this teaching those that desire a monogamous relationship how to love? Okay, so hopefully with this video, I was able to answer your question, because what they are teaching you is to never give up on your love. These people have been married for over 20 plus years. They never threw in the towel the way some of these other people is. And that's why I keep trying to tell y'all, people nowadays, they're getting married for the wrong reasons. They're getting married because it sounds nice. It looks good. It's superficial. He the father of my child. You have some people saying that you shouldn't even be having sex unless you're married. And, you know, y'all know I don't judge people on that, because I haven't lived my life, you know, through that lens, right? But when I say that they are teaching all of us how to love, how to accept a person, because even Will and Jada, they both thought that, well, I want you to be more like this. And then, you know, I'm sure Jada was like, man, I want Will to be like this. Like, Will likes to be social and be around a whole bunch of people. Jada, she don't really like traveling out of a suitcase, being around all these people. She's more deep. She's more meaningful. She's on the red table. I think that's where they really connect, because they both love, you know, having meaningful, deep conversations with people about life and their experiences. So that's a value, you know, that they share. Okay, they would have had to have something in common to keep them married this long, right? That and some great sex, honey. I can only imagine what Will and Jada do in that bedroom, honey. Okay? But that's teaching you how to love. A lot of this stuff up to date, like I said before in my video, I'm about to play it because I don't feel like regurgitating it off the drop of a hat, right? A lot of stuff up to date is not love. Being bossy and controlling of somebody, that's not love. It's not respectful. Blowing up somebody's phone, telling them, I don't want you hanging with this friend. I don't want you doing this. See, y'all, some of y'all make love a prison, and then that be the reason why a person doesn't want to be with you. That's why a lot of my relationships ended, because the man felt like he needed to control me. He was that insecure. He was that unwilling to do his work on himself that he felt like, well, she my woman, you mine. I don't want you talking to other men. I don't want you looking at other, like, you cannot control life. I'm going to see other men. I'm going to be attracted. You got to trust me enough to know that I'm coming home to you. You know, like the same thing with men. Like, you're free to look at whoever you want to look at. I can't stop you from being attracted to other women. Like, I can't, like, hopefully you value our connection and our commitment enough where you're not doing stuff behind my back. You're not being deceptive. You're not being disrespectful. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of you all are in those type of relationships and marriages where there's so much disrespect happening behind your back, but the motherfucker that you with is smiling in your face. Okay? What the OJ say? They being a backstabber. Okay? That's not what you want. You want transparent, honest communication. You want vulnerability. You want something real, something. But like I said, it's not set up like that for us to be real about how we feel. A lot of us are so insecure. I used to know this woman. She was so insecure. She was so insecure, and she would literally ask different women, what was you and my man talking about? Now, meanwhile, the same woman was, you know, all up in other men's faces, because in her mind, that's okay, right? But he better not be talking to the other women. What was you, I think she asked me one time, what was you and my man talking about? What was y'all doing? What was he saying? Like, sis, what's up with the energy? So she's not confident, okay? She has low self-esteem. Okay, and these type of women, they normally they pair up with narcissists, because a narcissist feels like, oh, she's stroking my ego. Oh, it's easy to make her jealous, so I'll flirt and do shit in her face, and she's gonna blow up and cuss the woman out. And that's the narcissist supply. They done got off on you acting a fool, arguing with a woman over what they were conversing with the woman about. They love all of that, but a healthy, normal man is not gonna like that behavior. The same woman was known to blow up her man's phone. That's not love. That's obsession. Well, no, I just want him to check in on me. You're a grown-ass woman. Check on your damn self, okay? If you need to talk to your man 10 times after you done left the house, there's something wrong with you. And a lot of us were thinking that codependency is love. No, codependency is codependency. It's not love. That's not it. That's not healthy. You should be able to be free. Shout out to Nene and Greg. They were free in their marriage. They were free. Nene was comfortable and confident. Look at the guy she's kind of like talking to now. I think she's not with him, but he's not a Greg. Because look at how Nene is even acting. Nene wasn't acting like that when she was with Greg. She was confident. She knew who she was. Like, Greg was 1 in a million, okay? He was everything to her. So, yeah, you want to feel like you are able, ladies, to be yourself. And I'm not at all saying flirting your man face, and I'm not with that. Like, you know, do you see what I'm saying? I'm not with that. Like, unless y'all have some type of agreement, it's on you all and the type of relationships you want to be in. What I'm trying to relate to you all is this is an idea, and if you don't like it, that's fine. You may have other rules for your relationship. Right? You may want things to be a certain way. That is fine. But what I'm trying to say is a lot of what we think is love, all these weddings and marriages, they're not even lasting. How the hell do you have a wedding day and y'all get up in a church or before God and your family and your friends, and you got all these vows, I'm going to never do this and never do that and never do blah, 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 blah. Y'all do all of that, and then as soon as one bad thing happened that you wasn't planning on, you're already willing to throw in the damn towel because you wasn't really committed. You was just committed to everything being perfect all the time. Now, by all means, if somebody, if their mask slipped, like the person that they was before you married them, right? If they're not that person anymore, and all of a sudden now you're married and they a different person and they switching up on you, disrespecting you, cheating and beating you, and you know that's not what I'm talking about. By all means, get a divorce because you didn't know they was gonna do that. But I'm saying though, I just feel like I like, you know, what Will and Jada is teaching. They're teaching you how to love, how to allow somebody to be free, to be themselves. I know me, when I'm in a relationship, I don't mind if my man looks at other women. Hell, like in my last relationship, I used to be like, damn, he fine. And I would tell my dude, like, oh, I like him. He's sexy as hell. He wouldn't get all bent out of shape and like be ready to fight and argue. Like, I could have never been with a person like that. I don't do that insecure shit. That shit is insecurity. He would look at other women and like different women from reality shows and think that they was beautiful. I'd be like, yeah, she sure is. She fine as hell. She is pretty. You know, like, that's what you're supposed to do when you're confident, when you're filled with self-esteem. But see, you got these people that have low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and they're threatened by every little thing that their mate is doing. And a relationship is supposed to be, it ain't gonna be fun all the time, but it is supposed to, you know, like be a soft place to land. But a lot of these relationships and marriages, they're not a soft place to land. They are a prison where you can't go out on this date. You can't hang with this friend. You can't do this. You can't, it's filled with what you can't do. And what Will and Jada is saying is, I love you no matter what. What did Chaz Ellis say? I love you in spite of, not because of. Because you got money, because you got this, because you got that. No, in spite of. Even though you did this, I still love you. Even though you wasn't perfect in that moment, I still love you, and we can work through it. Even though, do you see what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all ain't got the message. But let me play my little clip from my show. Let me play it. All of this is Will and Jada. They are all over the damn headlines. You got Jada's new book coming out. But Will and Jada is actually teaching you all how to love. And I know y'all don't want to hear, but that's not love. And that's because the type of love you all have been taught is possessive, overly controlling, abusive, disrespectful, triangulating. Like, y'all type of love is dysfunctional. And Will and Jada, if you really think about it, they are giving each other the type of love that we all should want, is one where there's freedom. Guess what? We're married. We're going to be together for the rest of our lives, but we're also going to have our own experiences. I don't own you because of a title. I can't control who you become attracted to. Like, they are teaching everybody what true love is, and everybody is like missing it because they are so focused on this picture that they have, Will and Jada, of who they thought that they were as individuals and then as a couple, and then, you know, they were couples goals. And, you know, it's like people, they want fantasy. They don't want reality. They say keep it real, and then when somebody keeps it real, you can't fucking like fathom it. You can't handle it. Like, make it make sense and program. And you've been socialized to think that being married or spending the rest of your life with somebody, that means y'all only supposed to be with each other. You can't date other people. You can't be real. Be yourself. Y'all would rather do what you've been doing, which is telling somebody up front, hey, you know, we're together, and then behind their back, you flirting with other women, getting numbers, going on dates, sleeping with other women. They're just being honest about it. They're having a conversation about it. Y'all not having a conversation. You just go and be sneaky and devious about it. You weaponize it. You know, like, y'all are so backwards, and I ain't got time. I see what Will and Jada, what they doing. Okay, I see what Will and Jada is doing, and I am here for it. All right, you guys. Hopefully you guys got the message. Don't forget, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.